Soon after, the light split apart yet again.
Whoa.
This blinking light births another light, and then births other lights, and it just seems to be going on and on and on and on. It stays stationary in the sky, it's not moving back and forth. Just to give some backstory on like what Fairbanks is like in May, it's pretty much 24-hour light. So what you're seeing right now is probably the dead of night, which still kind of looks like sunset. So what you're seeing is a light anomaly that's probably very bright because it's not totally night in Fairbanks, Alaska in May.
Not sure what to make of the UFO, the man who filmed it passed the footage along to an organization that he believed might be able to help. MUFON, the Mutual UFO Network.
My name is Douglas Wilson. I'm the MUFON chief investigator. MUFON is the world's oldest UFO investigative body. It's been around since 1969. We do scientific investigation of the UFO and related phenomenon.
Oh, what is that?
This particular light is very anomalous because of the way it moves. In two places, it actually seems to break apart, and that's something we do not frequently see in a stationary UFO.
To rule out all other possibilities, Douglas went through a checklist of usual explanations for most UFO sightings. For instance, could it be a meteor?
Normally, if this thing had been moving rather rapidly, that would present quite a bit like a meteor. In this case, because it is almost motionless in the sky, it doesn't really fall under any of the usual suspects.
Next, what about Chinese lanterns, which have often been mistaken for UFOs?
Normally we would think Chinese lanterns in a case like this, but the way this one does not seem to be carried anywhere on the wind, and it's not constantly ascending like we would normally expect a Chinese lantern.
Could it be an aircraft or a drone?
It's certainly not an aircraft because it is almost motionless. There are no navigation lights, and there's some things that point very clearly to it not being a drone, one of which is the size and brightness of the light for the apparent distance. This is clearly well beyond the trees, it's clearly well beyond the distance of the buildings, and yet it is a very intensely bright light.
Or was it possible that this UFO was simply a flare?
If this object had descended and shimmered, then that would be a good indication that it would have probably been a military flare. For 4 minutes, this UFO stays almost stationary. So it's not a flare.
Oh, that is, man.
So we have gone down the lists. We've taken a look at aircrafts, aircraft flight paths. We've taken a look at celestial objects that could have been visible at that time from that location. All of the prosaic explanations that we frequently find for any given UFO report are absent with the Fairbanks UFO. It really makes it a strong case for an unknown.
And not just unknown, but a reminder of another mysterious incident from Alaska's history.
There was a famous UFO sighting in 1986 where this Japanese jetliner came over Alaska, and the pilots claimed that there was these two square-looking UFOs that were straddling